Yo les gars, j'ai un intérêt que je vais utiliser pour allumer les feux pour une autre première série ici sur la chaîne. Yeah, that's what my intro would be in French. Very roughly translated by Google, mind you, not normally a tool you want to use for everyday translations, which is why I don't. And don't expect the rest of this series to be in French either, because I don't know the language. I just felt like it would be fun to play through Skylanders Trap Team on French, watching all the cutscenes and everything, so each episode is going to be its own chapter, because the cutscenes are really going to lengthen out those chapters, so to say, unlike the recorded version Locke where we absolutely blazed through the game. Anyway, I have a little bit of suntan on me right now, for weather in the UK is absolutely gorgeous, so I decided to complete the aesthetic by putting on some sort of like vacation shirt as well. Like, this shirt looks like it's been sunburnt in of itself. There's so many colours, oranges, blues, greens. It's a very exotic and sharp shirt. Not literally sharp, it's not cutting me or nothing, it's just sharp in terms of the colours really being thrashed at you. But yeah, I hope you like the layout for the Skylanders Trap Team Nightmare Trapmaster Locke. Emphasis on the nightmare. It's even in red up above me. And speaking of up above me, there might even be enough room for a question of the day, depending on how well this green screen goes. Gonna wiggle around a bit. What an intro this is. But yeah, we're going to talk more about why this is in French, how I got a French version of this game, and why I'm on the Xbox 360, and why this is coming out today rather than Trap Team Soul Seekers. We're going to get into all of that. But first things first, I think it's time I should explain the rules of the Skylanders Trap Team Trapmaster Nightmare Locke Française Edition. The Française Edition obviously being French edition. So naturally, I have 18 Trapmasters. Whenever an element pops up, I must swap out for a Trapmaster corresponding to that element, and I cannot swap out again until the element of the area changes once more. If a Trapmaster is defeated in battle, they are classed as dead and cannot be used again throughout the remainder of the playthrough. A lock is literally that simple, but it's not easy. I pressed that A button right there so we can head on into what is about to be a brand new save file. We're going to use Deja Vu as all the Skylanders, so to say. Deja Vu is easily the most French-inspired one. Not only is her name a French word, but also just her colours and her overall aesthetic are rather French-inspired. Though unfortunately she's not a Trapmaster, so she won't be using this lock even. She is what you'd say is locked out. So not everything in this game is a direct translation, purely because when you jump language barriers, sometimes there are other words in certain languages that convey the same meaning with a lot more ease. Like you got facile, moyenne, difficile, and koshima. I don't even know pronunciations in French, let alone know how to speak French. So this is actually Nightmare, this is difficult. This is medium, I think, rather than, well, as medium regularly in English, I think, anyway. Don't quote me on any of this. And facile, once again, I'm not too sure. All I know is that difficile is very clearly difficult, rather than hard, so naturally we're not going to go for difficult, we're going to go for one step above, we're going to go for Nightmare. We're going to continue air. Yeah, again, no idea how all of this is being pronounced. Without further ado, let's get into this first cutscene.
Bonjour, maître du portail. Je suis Éon, et je suis ici pour te guider dans ton voyage. Bienvenue dans les Skylands.
The dub is the funniest part.
Magique et merveilleux, protégé par les plus grands héros de tous les temps, les Skylanders.
Surprising that Skylanders is a made-up word, so it's the same in every language. Who saw that coming?
Les Skylands furent un temps menacés par les pires mécréants à les avoir jamais arpentés. Les maraudeurs.
Oh boy, that sounds even more intimidating than Doom Raider.
Repères nichés au plus profond des terres sauvages, les maraudeurs pillaient sans pitié jusqu'à ce que plus aucun endroit ne soit sûr. Par chance, une équipe de Skylanders d'élite, dotée d'armes légendaires, remonta à la piste de ces bandits et les traduisit en justice. Les Skylanders de la Trap Team.
Epic cutscene time! Yeah, the action is excellent regardless. Like that choreography right there, he just slaps that bitch. Get it out of here, man. Oh, goosebumps every time, I'm telling you. You can barely tell because of sunburn, but goosebumps all the same.
Les maraudeurs furent emprisonnés dans la forteresse la plus impénétrable jamais bâtie, la prison des nuages. Isolés derrière des murs de traptanium, les maraudeurs n'étaient plus une menace pour les Skylanders. Nous espérions qu'il en était ainsi depuis des années, jusqu'au retour d'un ennemi trop connu. Les membres de la Trap Team furent projetés loin des Skylands, et plus ils s'éloignaient de sa magie, plus ils rapetissaient. Dans le même temps, les fragments de la prison des nuages devinrent de puissants pièges. C'est toi qui les as retrouvés, et juste à temps. Les pires mécréants des Skylands sont à nouveau libres. C'est à toi et à tes Skylanders qu'il revient de les rattraper avant qu'il ne soit trop tard. Une grande aventure t'attend, maître du portail. En avant.
So look, the epic music, obviously. There are no lyrics in the music, so the music would be same regardless of the country's language being spoken. You know, in other words, the music would be same in Latin. And I fucking love Hugo's voice actor. The French voice actor was better than the real one. Did you hear that enthusiasm? If only there was more Hugo in this game. Oh, spoilers.
S'il parle encore.
Puisse l'inauguration de la nouvelle Académie des Skylanders nous fait rentrer dans un nouvel âge de paix, de sécurité et... Mince alors. Nom d'un guacamole.
Yeah, those two right there, practically the same character.
Festival annuel du soda. Restez tous ici pendant que les Skylanders et moi, nous allons voir si tout va bien.
Yeah, the dubs are the most hilarious part because the lip sync is not even close. Solstice Soda. Sounds like, you know, the source of soda rather than Soda Festival, which might be what it translates to. Well, I'm glad soda is the same in French, because I'd be really lost without it. Oh, who am I kidding? I wouldn't be lost regardless. I've played this game like a million times. I know exactly what's going on. Yeah, it's like I practically wrote the script myself, how much of the dialogue I know without actually knowing it. I know it without knowing it. That makes perfect total sense. What also makes perfect total sense is that we're going to play a character who probably isn't going to live very long in this series. You kind of saw a slight glimpse of her there. We're talking about Headrush. Might as well play her throughout the entirety of Chapter 1 because she has literal speed for her primary attack. And secondly, yeah, she's definitely not going to last long. So yeah, we'll take advantage of getting screen time with her whilst we can. What a boring catchphrase. You should be ashamed, Headrush. Ashamed, I tell you.
Skylander, pour sûr. Je suis Buzz, chef de la sécurité et des opérations ninja secrètes. Bien. Comment on va s'y prendre pour...
It's very weird going back to the Xbox 360 here after having played on PlayStation 4 for so long. The resolution is kind of stretched and fuzzy. It still looks fine and, you know, looks like heaven on earth in comparison to the Cursed Wii version. So there is that. Ooh, I get slides. I like sliding much. But yeah, suppose now is the time for me to explain why I'm doing the Skylanders Trap Team Trap Master Nightmare Log before I'm doing the Trap Team Soul Seeker series, unlike what has been promised. Well, turn out some idiot, aka me, left their Skylanders Trap Team PlayStation 4 disc at home, and I wasn't about to do Skylanders Trap Team Soul Seekers in French if I'm doing this already. And unfortunately, I only own 2 copies of Skylanders Trap Team, one on the Xbox 360 and one on the PlayStation 4. Because I don't have a PlayStation 4 copy, kind of hard to play on the PlayStation 4 without the disc, I'm afraid. Ooh, tornado.
trolls pour un bulletin d'information spécial. La fête annuelle du soda des Skylands a dû être annulée. Tous les trolls sont invités à fuir la zone immédiatement en volant autant de soda qu'ils peuvent en emporter.
I got my little dash dance. Anyway, we're going to switch over for station, see if we can get some girls. I never knew that radio stations paid you for changing, like, changing the channel, but here we are. If only TV did that, because I find myself changing channel more often than I am actually watching the shows. There's never anything on. I'd rather just pop on some Netflix and chill. But yeah, I've basically reversed the schedule for those two series because I don't have access to a PlayStation 4 copy of Skylanders Trap Team in order to record the Soul Seeker series. So instead I'm playing this now on my Xbox 360 where I only have the française édition. Or édition de French français, I believe it's called, because French, their grammar sometimes inverse things. Rather than French edition, it's edition French. That makes sense to them. Even without sense having been made to me in the first place. Oh no, it's Sheep Creep! I'm terrified. Hardest boss of the game. Oh dear, I need to initiate concentration mode. This is so damn tough. What were they thinking, putting such a difficult boss so late in the game? Like, wow, what is this? Boom! Get stomped! Oh boy, not the cork gun, anything with a cork gun. Does not have the head rush time in the very first chapter, but my god, that got way too intense way too quickly. Whew! Okay, hardest boss in the game. Everything's gonna be a piece of cake from here, you know, absolute walk in the park. So what's coming up? We got a new stone, the Sheep Creep. Oh wow, Sheep Creep, same in French apparently. Through a bat Sheep Creep. Well, French, very interesting language. Kind of wish I did speak it, but I don't. So deal with it. Almost made that jump there. Whoopsie, mistakes have almost been made, I guess. Yeah, everything else is pretty much the same. Duh. They just, obviously, you know, they brought in some French voice actors and just dubbed everything. Again, we get a terrible lip sync as proof of that.
Hey, attends une minute. On dirait du traptanium. Je n'en avais pas vu depuis très longtemps.
Oh my god, more made up words are the same in every language. Who knew?
La présence de traptanium pourrait avoir un rapport avec ta présence, hein, compagnon? Alors, qu'est-ce que tu attends? Ouvre-le avec ton arme en cristal surpuissante.
So yeah, right next to me, I don't only have my Skylanders Trap Team cast for this Locke, but I also have a little poster from obviously the main promotional material in the game. You have villains and Skylanders on that poster purely because there was nothing else occupying the space. And I was originally going to go for the Dark Edition poster because that would tie into the story of why this game is in French, but that basically didn't look good with the social media tags at the bottom alongside it because obviously they're a translucent black and having black on black isn't that aesthetically pleasing. Plus the face cam is in the bottom right hand corner because that way I can crop it down and have this side of me you know, more smoothly fit into the frame, I suppose, because this is always the side I have to crop most because of the awkward lighting I have going on for me right now. We're not going to worry about collecting treasure chests, so we're just going to move on to speak with Buzz. And lift my shoulder a bit whilst we're at it. That's the sunburn speaking there.
Elles ne peuvent être franchies que par un Trapmaster du même élément. Et quand c'est le cas, boum! Tu as accès à une toute nouvelle zone qui abrite un chapeau magique. Et pourquoi tu voudrais un chapeau magique? Parce qu'ils sont fantastiques et ils te rendent plus fort.
Jesus Christ, Buzz, do you ever shut up? Oh, it is really cool how all the dialogue is also French, you know, all the little dialogue boxes at the bottom there. Pretty cool indeed. Stomp! Yeah, get stomped, son. Ooh, and money, don't mind if we do. Do not mind if we do. Unfortunately, this isn't going to level us up because, as you can tell, we're not quite at level 20 yet, and that is a rather big tragedy. But without further ado, let's talk about why this game is in French, and it has to do with the Dark Edition, because basically, a surprisingly simple story here. I'll talk to you about it after we do indeed access the Vous tu lirez cette tablette. Yeah, that's definitely not a direct translation from English, but lire, I believe, is read, so let's read it.
Vient de l'ancien mot archéen pour génial. En fait, les archéens ont un millier de mots pour dire génial et ce sont tous flés.
Oh, they were both funnier in French. Anyway, let's be bouncing on up, collecting Blade's soul gem, even though there is no reason to do such a thing whatsoever. I suppose Soul Seekers has got my mind, because I originally was supposed to be recording that. But anyway, I headed down to CEX one day, and I found the Skylanders Trap Team Dark Edition on Xbox 360 for a very decent price, so I wasn't going to pass up the opportunity to acquire it. What can I say? I wanted my first Chaos Trap, I wanted Dark Wildfire, Dark Snapshot, Dark Food Fight, and again for a decent price too. But CEX made an oopsie. They sold me the French version. And what's funny is that I've gotten in trouble with them for selling things that are, you know, ever so slightly un-European. Like, I couldn't sell an American DS cartridge, and it's like, oh, so you're great at enforcing that when I'm trying to sell it to you, but when this random idiot comes in with a Dark Edition Trap Team, you manage to buy it from them and sell it on to me, despite the fact that the entire game is in French. It's the Française edition. It's not like when you buy the game digitally on the Wii U. Obviously, it's free on the eShop because it's a way of upgrading from a Wii version to a Wii U version. But that being said, when it comes to Trap Team, obviously, when you buy it digitally, you can select the language. But this is all written into the disc, so it's purely French. There's no way of changing that or choosing. There might be English subtitles that we could place into the game, at least for the cutscenes. But yeah. That's how all that goes. I'm glad I'm actually able to listen to the French through my headset. And it doesn't echo, obviously, in the mic for my face cam. So yeah, I just find that a very hilarious story. CEX sold me a French version of Skylanders Trap Team, despite the fact that it goes against their store policy, and when I moaned about it, they refused to give me a refund, because they are absolute hypocrites that are greedy and foolish. I love what CEX sell. I hate having to buy it from them because they're not a good company. I just like the fact that they're basically the only company these days that buy and sell Skylanders. And you know what? I like Skylanders. I know, that was a bit of a shocker. Yeah, this wire that you see along my shirt right now, that is my headset wire. Unfortunately, mine is not wireless. Big tragedy, I know. Anyway, we're not off to a good start because if Head Rush is going to lose this much health to fucking level 1 enemies, Lord help me. Also, nice sliding right there. Typical Trap Team jankiness. This is where everybody comes in with the excuse, well, Head Rush is bad, and I disagree. I don't think she's bad. At least not that bad. But yeah, I did say she wasn't going to last very long in the series for good reason. Also, I like the character. She's not most effective in Nightmare mode, unfortunately. Like, big hitbox, weak attacks. They don't really mesh together very well at the difficulty of this scope, I'm afraid. Yeah, you can do that all you like, but my phasing horns will, you know, they'll blast you up, son. I could go and gather up the Jawbreaker Soul Gem. I just don't feel like it, so, you know, we'll keep our distance. After all, this is no Soul Seekers, unfortunately. I will be recording that eventually, when obviously I can get my hands on my own PlayStation 4 disc. Meme? Buzz said meme. Haha, funny internet meme.
Le verre est parfumé à l'anguille des marais et son goût est encore pire que tu peux l'imaginer.
Yeah, definitely win French. Now, will you stop talking? No, I'm kidding, that's asking too much. Oh, money, 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 yeah. Okay, let's push some more. Oh, yeah. That's some pushing skill right there. I saved the source of soda. Saucy. How can I say? I'm gonna take the Mickey out of the French. Also the French. No, very funny. I love the tone of voice he used for that. Again, French voice actors better than the English ones. So much enthusiasm. And we got a Sky Stone for Gulper. Now what's interesting here is that Miss Chance isn't actually villains, it's bad guys. I just supposed that was the best word to utilise for the French transition here. Rather than maintaining with villains, I suppose. It's gone from villains to bad guys. But that's just about the only fact I can tell you about this French version. Chargemont is still loading, even though it sounds like charging, but it's loading. Trust me on that. You can look it up on Google Translate. Best translation service ever! Not really. Great dub.
Je m'appelle Max, au fait. J'ai inventé tous les trucs les plus cool de l'Académie des Skylanders. Mais aussi 87 millions d'autres trucs.
Yeah, when I said great dub, I was being sarcastic. I can see why I confused you, because I, Ignite with Fire, am never sarcastic on my channel. I say everything with absolute seriousness. And I always keep a straight face.
Le problème, c'est que l'île a été envahie par des trolls.
Des trolls? No problemo.
Tu te trompes, Gringo. Gros problemo. Mais heureusement, je suis là. En route, Skylander.
Pas si vite, Buzz. Ce Skylander vient à peine d'arriver. Prends donc le temps de découvrir la nouvelle académie.
Yeah, let's just take a moment, rest up and upgrade at least, and then we can worry about Noodle Island in the next episode. Great, so thank you everyone for checking out the premiere today and the debut of the brand new Skylanders Trap Team Trapmaster française edition. Nightmare Locke Thingamabob. I botched that, so let's just end it off before I continue to humiliate myself further. With that being said and done, this video is coming to an end, and I want to thank you all so much for watching. By merely clicking on this video, you've shown support and helped it garner recognition so it can reach many other viewers here on YouTube. I'd love to see you take the extra step and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Also be sure to comment below and push that subscribe button whilst you're down there. By clicking elsewhere on screen, you can either check out a video that's specifically picked out for you, or you can check out the rest of the playlist for a series you just watched. Before ending off, I'd like to thank all of my Blazing Knights and Scorching Dragons whose support help make these videos possible. I'll be seeing you in the next video, and until that moment arises, peace!